The water then comes to an overpass, goes under that, and then segues into a huge body of water, wherever it dumps into. Okay, so it's not the best case scenario for this girl, right? So he sprints out of his house, runs down the banks of this ravine to get ahead of her, jumps in the water, okay? He jumps in the water, and now he's also being swept, and he's trying to help this girl. So he's reaching around, he kind of gets a hold of the girl, he reaches down with his other hand and grabs a rock, right? And thinking he can secure himself. Well, the water's pounding him, okay? But he's able to hang on to this rock, and he's thinking, if I can just hang on long enough, help will come, right? Because people in the neighborhood had seen him then run down the street. But more so than that, by the time the emergency vehicles arrived, he had helped her to dry ground and got himself to dry ground, okay? And the Coast Guard, there's an award they give out for those kind of efforts, that gave him a silver, whatever they give out, okay, for heroics having to do with the water. But the most interesting part was that this gentleman didn't know how to swim, okay? And that's what I'm talking about when I'm telling you, and you can look it up if you want, I think it happened, it was like 1995, is when I'm talking about courage, and when we're imparting that, again, it goes towards the selfless act towards helping another. Okay, so for those of you who read The Virtue this week already, and if you haven't, when you do, it'll start coming together. That's what we're talking about. That's what I want you to start to understand. It's another virtue where you are putting yourself second. Okay? So you're helping somebody else. Not for the glorification of some award, okay? But for the sheer love of another, right? And wanting to help somebody else. And understand that courage is not absence of fear. It's feeling the fear and doing it anyway. That's what courage is about. Feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Okay? That's courageous. Doing something because it's the right thing to do, even though it may not be popular. It's easy to go along with the crowd. It's easy to be popular if you just succumb to the peer pressure. It takes courage to stand sometimes seemingly alone because you know the right thing needs to be done and someone needs to stand up and do that right thing. Okay? So, in a track world, for those of us that run, that we just make a lot of left turns, depending on the race, it's imperative that you, in your mind, think about doing the next right thing. Just do the next right thing. Okay? Whether that is helping a teammate, helping a coach, helping someone you don't even know. Okay? Just do the next right thing in life, and life itself will start to fall into place and make more sense. Okay? So, we started off with love, and we need that love to have courage. Okay? Because love is a part of courage, and when you read my email, you'll understand how it ties in. Okay? So, we're going to think about this week. It's not always that moment of glory where you get everybody patting you on the back and saying how courageous you are. It's the daily acts, it's the daily choices to stand up for somebody or do something for somebody else, or doing something that you weren't real comfortable doing in the first place, feeling that fear and doing it anyway, stepping on the track and doing an event that maybe you're not at the level that you're going to be, but doing it anyway. okay, or in the throw ring, or on the runway, whatever it is, okay? Those are the little acts of courage, okay, that it's one of those things. It's like a muscle. The more you act courageously, the better and the more natural it becomes, okay? Just like cowardice is a repeated act, courage is a much better repeated act, and you have to practice it. We're always challenged every single day, whether it's at lunch when people are being stupid or acting inappropriately or mistreating somebody else or being dishonest in the classroom or whatever the case is. We always have every day an opportunity to be more courageous than the day before. All right? So I applaud you for what you guys did this weekend. For many of you, it was your first competition, maybe the first time you did a specific event or a specific few events. Okay, and I applaud you for, and we applaud you for the courage that you portrayed and put out there. Okay, because you should feel good about what you did, and don't lose sight of the fact that it's just as important as some courageous act that someone does that's flashed up on the news. Okay, it's just as important. So I think it was a great job by everybody. It was a perfect meet for getting a launching point and a foundation for what we have to build on as a team. I see a lot of great things happening that did nothing but reinforce our feeling as a staff of how good we can be. As long as we put the other first and we want to be good for each other, not just ourselves, not for our own glory. Okay? So, I also want to say I appreciate, because it matters, those people who helped out. There was a lot of you that helped out in the bullpen, some in the snack bar, moving hurdles. Okay, all those things matter. That's why, you know, I get feedback from other coaches, and I actually had a parent email me from another school. I don't know how, somehow she got my email, which is fine, but it was nice things to say. And that's a reflection of this staff who does a great job at the meet. You all that help out in what you may perceive as a small way, but it's in no small way. Okay? So we processed a lot of competitors, right? So we had like 1,800 plus people, individuals, but if they're in multiple events, you're talking about close to, I think it was about 2,700 entries. You enter somebody a couple different times. So that's a lot of things to happen. And it was a long day, but everybody felt like the meet just kept moving. Okay? So I really appreciate the help. I appreciate the help from your parents, you as individuals, as athletes, and those that stayed to the bitter end and helped clean up when everybody's just a little bit tired from a long day. That was awesome as well. All right? That being said, we can't just, I thought about it yesterday because I'm like, sweet, meet's over, here we go, just get to relax, not so fast. Doesn't work that way. We can't rest on yesterday. We can't rest on Saturday. It's a great moment to reflect on and think about what we did well and how it felt. But we have to quickly think about the next week. Our training, right? Our recovery. Are you taking the steps necessary to keep yourself out here day in and day out, to keep yourself healthy, to keep yourself recovering nutritionally? Are you hydrating? Are you taking advantage of the information that's been put out there of places to go to look for different mobility and stretching and etc.? We only have so much time as a coaching staff. We can't do it all. You have to take hold of how good you want to be. Okay? So we got to move, because this coming Saturday we have another meet. Okay, the East Bay Invitational. All right, it's limited on how many people you can enter in each event. 2, except relays, it's 1. Okay, so we have to go through and try to get as many people in as we can, but it probably won't be everybody. So tomorrow when I come out here with a list for you to tell us who can't go, it would be great if you would make sure